Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Midday News on Rajya Sabha television. Let us start the bulletin with the headlines. Ahead of the start of the monsoon session tomorrow, Rajya Sabha Chairman Venkaiah Naidu to share concern over dysfunctional house with floor leaders. Lok Sabha Speaker to meet party leaders over dinner. Government holds all-party meeting to ensure smooth functioning of Parliament. Supreme Court takes a strong stand over several incidents of mob lynching, tells Parliament to form a law. Says such a horrendous acts of mobocracy cannot be allowed. Lokpal Selection Committee to meet on 19th of July to constitute search panel. Supreme Court fixes next hearing on the matter on 24th of July. After the summit meeting in Helsinki, American President Donald Trump says constructive talks with Putin have constructively changed the US-Russia relationship. Republicans called Donald Trump's defense of Russia over claims of interference in 2016 presidential election as disgraceful. And India looked to clinch ODI series against England with the victory in the third and final ODI at Headingley today. Three-match series tied 1-1. India lost the second match with a big 86-run margin. Our top story this afternoon, a day before the monsoon session of Parliament begins, the government is holding a meeting of leaders of all political parties from both houses. The centre is expected to seek the opposition's support for the smooth conduct of proceedings in both houses of Parliament. The monsoon session of Parliament will start from tomorrow and it will continue till 10th of August. During the session, the Triple Talaq Bill passed by the Lok Sabha and pending in the Rajya Sabha will be among the top priorities of the government. The government will also push for constitutional status for the National Commission for OBCs. And ahead of the session, Chairman of Rajya Sabha Venkaiah Naidu is also convening a meeting with the floor leaders of the upper house today at 5:30 p.m. He is expected to share his concern about the dysfunctional house. The chairman has expressed his concern over the deadlock that prevented proceedings from continuing in the previous session on several occasions. All right, so the crucial monsoon session of Parliament is to begin from tomorrow and it will conclude on 10th of August. And we have with us Kriti Mishra to get more details on that story. Kriti, well, ahead of Parliament's monsoon session, we understand that, of course, the government has convened an all-party meeting, which is on at the moment. And in the evening, also, we will see Chairman of Rajya Sabha Venkaiah Naidu and also Speaker of the Lok Sabha holding separate meetings with the leaders to ensure a smooth functioning of both houses.
Well, that's right, Aishwarya. Let's recall that bringing curtains down on the nearly washed-out last budget session, Rajya Sabha Chairman Venkaiah Naidu had said that he was disturbed at the total breakdown of communication between the government and the opposition, which cost the House more than 120 hours of business on account of disruption. He had even asked the members to collectively introspect for the future how, in the end, there can be a win-win situation for both the government and the opposition. Remember, Aishwarya, only one government bill could be passed in the entire budget session last time, which was the Payment of Gratuity Amendment Bill. So certainly, this meeting is extremely crucial. You may also recall that during the last budget session, Chairman had made repeated endeavours to broker truce and break the deadlock. So another attempt by the Chairman to ensure that monsoon session turns out to be a productive one. And on the eve of ensuing session, Chairman Rajya Sabha will have a meeting with the leaders of various political parties. Also in the Lok Sabha, Aishwarya, you may recall that a total of 127 hours and 45 minutes were affected due to interruptions and forced adjournments. So Speaker Sumitra Mahajan would also meet party leaders to ensure that this monsoon session turns out to be a fruitful one. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Right, Kriti, and as far as this monsoon session is concerned, we understand that, 25 bills have been listed for consideration and passing and 3 for withdrawal. 18 new bills are also expected to be introduced. So tell us about the crucial bills, and this session will also see a new Rajya Sabha deputy chairman being elected.
Well, that's right, Aishwarya. That is extremely crucial, the election of a new deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So certainly there are hectic parleys about that. And also seeking Parliament's note on the 6 ordinances that have been promulgated in the past few months, like the Fugitive Economic Offenders Ordinance, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Ordinance, the Criminal Law Amendment Ordinance, and also the National Sports University Ordinance would be extremely crucial. There are also important bills lined up. Of course, the OBC bill is extremely crucial. The Triple Talaq bill is extremely crucial. So a very heavy legislative agenda for the government, certainly, and the government is anticipating cooperation from all quarters. Aishwarya?
Right. Thank you so much, Kriti, for all those updates. So 18-day-long monsoon session of Parliament begins from tomorrow. All the details we'll keep getting you. Meanwhile, ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament, Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan is holding discussions with the leaders of various political parties at a dinner meeting today. And according to the Lok Sabha Secretariat, the Speaker will seek the support of the parties in ensuring smooth functioning of the session and the passage of various pending bills. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also likely to attend the dinner, though he will not participate in the meeting. The meeting will take place in the Parliament Library building. And earlier opposition parties met on Monday to formulate a joint strategy for the monsoon session of Parliament that starts from tomorrow. Leaders from the Congress Party, TMC, RJD, CPIM, NCP, Kerala Congress, IUML, SP, DMK, BSP and JDS attended the meeting. Leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha, Ghulam Nabi Azad, called it a traditional meeting of like-minded opposition parties. He also said that they want both the houses to function. Azad said that they will raise the issues of lynching, unemployment, SC/ST OBC reservation and higher education during the session. And finalizing a joint candidate for the Rajya Sabha deputy chairman's post, which fell vacant after the end of the term of PJ Kurian from the Congress on 1st of July, is also on the agenda of both the opposition and the government.
उन्होंने सर्वसम्मति से ये तय किया कि हम सदन चलना देखना चाहते हैं। पिछली दफा भी पूरा विपक्ष चाहता था कि लोकसभा भी चले, राज्यसभा भी चले, लेकिन ये पहली दफा हुआ कि सरकार नहीं चाहती है कि सदन चले।
Meanwhile, Congress President Rahul Gandhi has offered his party's unconditional support to ensure the passage of the Women's Reservation Bill. In a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Rahul Gandhi said that the time is right for women to take their rightful place in state legislatures and in Parliament. The Congress chief also urged Prime Minister Modi to ensure that the bill gets passed in this session itself so that women can participate more meaningfully in the state elections later this year and in the Lok Sabha polls next year. Rahul Gandhi also claimed that his party has collected over 3.2 million signatures of people in support of the bill and said that he was submitting the same to the Prime Minister seeking his support. The Women's Reservation Bill, which was passed by the Rajya Sabha on 9th of March 2010, is stalled in the Lok Sabha for over 8 years. The BJP, however, questioned Rahul Gandhi's intention of writing the letter to the Prime Minister on the issue. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar accused the Congress party of adopting double standards on the matter and asked Rahul Gandhi if he would be able to bring a letter of support from its own allies who are against the Women Reservation Bill.
बिल्कुल साफ है कि जो महिला आरक्षण के बिल का बीजेपी ने तो समर्थन किया था, तो जिन्होंने विरोध किया उनके साथ आज कांग्रेस बैठी है। उनके साथ महागठबंधन कांग्रेस का है, हमारा नहीं है।
And the TDP or the Telugu Desam party has sought opposition support to move no confidence motion against NDA in Parliament ahead of monsoon session. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu sought to move the motion against the centre's failure to grant a special category status for the state. The no confidence motions against the NDA government are moved by the YSR Congress and the TDP separately during the budget session of Parliament, remember, could not be taken up due to protests in the House over various issues that led to repeated adjournments. Let's get to some other news. Condemning the mob lynching incidents across the country, the Supreme Court has asked the government to draft a new law against mob lynching. The top court said that the onus to check mob lynching incidents lies on both the centre and the state governments. A bench of Chief Justice Deepak Mishra and Justices A.M. Khanwilkar and D.Y. Chandrachud said that mobocracy cannot be allowed. It said that no citizen can take law into their hands. In case of fear and anarchy, the state has to act positively, it said, and that violence cannot be allowed. CJI Deepak Mishra has asked the centre and states to file a compliance report on the issue, and the bench has asked the legislature to consider enacting a new penal provision to deal with the offences of mob violence and provide deterrent punishment to such offenders. The Apex Court has fixed the matter for further hearing on 28th of August. Remember, social media rumours about child lifters have claimed several lives by mob lynching recently.
Extremely grateful to the Honourable Supreme Court for coming out with the strict guidelines and strict judgment that it's come out with, and the suggestion to Parliament to draft a new law with regards to lynching. But the more important point that the Honourable Supreme Court says is it is the responsibility of states to ensure an inclusive order, and this mobocracy cannot be allowed to continue in democracy. So we're very grateful to the Honourable Supreme Court, and we've given a list of preventive measures, punitive measures, curative measures and other measures to the Honourable Supreme Court. They've considered it and they'll come up with a detailed order. That's what the Chief Justice said.
And the Supreme Court has fixed 24th of July as the next date of hearing in the Lokpal case. The court's decision came after the centre informed it that the selection committee to find the next Lokpal will be held on 19th of July. The Supreme Court said that it will not pass any order on the issue till the selection committee meeting takes place. It is noteworthy that the Supreme Court had on 2nd of July given a 10-day deadline to the centre to inform it on the timeline on appointment of Lokpal. And the centre in its affidavit said that a search panel will have to be first constituted, and for that the selection committee meeting has been fixed for 19th of July in this regard. It further added that the selection committee comprising the Prime Minister, Lok Sabha Speaker, Chief Justice of India and or his nominee and an eminent jurist will have to nominate at least 7 persons as the members of the search panel. And once constituted, this search panel will lay down its procedure, after which the selection committee will fix a time period for the search panel to shortlist candidate and recommend for appointment as a chairman and the members of Lokpal. The court was hearing a contempt petition filed by senior advocate Shanti Bhushan on behalf of NGO Common Cause, raising the issue of non-appointment of Lokpal despite the Apex Court's judgment of 27th of April last year. And on to some other news. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu inaugurated the New India Conclave organized by Y4D Foundation at the Vigyan Bhavan in the national capital on Monday. And speaking on the occasion, he said that rural areas have to become thriving hub of economic activities, with agriculture playing an important role. He said that agriculture is the backbone of the Indian economy and should be on the top of the agenda of the government. The Vice President said that India failed to translate Mahatma Gandhi's dreams into reality even 70 years after attaining independence. There has been uneven and lopsided development, and he said that there is a need to bridge this urban-rural divide at the earliest. He said that the youth in the country, especially in the rural areas, have a defining and game-changing role to play. The conclave brings together rural youth from across the country to brainstorm and come up with innovative ideas for transforming the lives of people in villages by empowering them economically.
कंस्ट्रक्टिव होना चाहिए कृषि के बारे में, ग्रामीण विकास के बारे में, अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर्स के बारे में, यूथ के बारे में, उनका समस्याओं के ऊपर ज़्यादा फोकस करना चाहिए। ऐसा कार्यक्रमों को प्रोत्साहन करना चाहिए और पार्लियामेंट में जो अच्छी तरह बोलते, जो निर्माणात्मक रचनात्मक सुझाव देते, उसको ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस देना चाहिए। ये भी बहुत ज़रूरी है। ऐसी विषयों के बारे में चर्चा होना चाहिए। मौलिक समस्या क्या है?
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the nation is going through a period of transformation and reiterated that India is no longer considered to be among the fragile five and is now the fastest growing economy across the globe. Addressing the valedictory function at the New India Conclave, the Prime Minister referred to the centre's Skill India mission. Prime Minister Modi said that the government is working hard to create a pool of skilled talent in the country, thus furthering its growth. And congratulating the young Indians for heralding an era of development, Prime Minister Modi further assured youth employment and empowerment. He also promised to launch more industrial projects which will help create more employment opportunities for young India. The Prime Minister also gave examples of many leaders in the country who have risen to high positions from extremely humble backgrounds. The Prime Minister said that focus is on understanding the needs of the nation and making the lives of the people simpler. He added that the government is giving a lot of importance to innovation and research.
Gone are the days when India was considered to be among the fragile five. Today, we are the fastest growing economy in the world. Powered by the 125 crore people of India, we will grow even faster. Government can play only a role of enabler. It is the youth who are not only making use of available opportunities, but also creating new ones themselves. साथियों, न्यू इंडिया का सरोकार 125 करोड़ भारतवासी है, लेकिन उसका आधार यंग इंडिया है। युवाओं की यह शक्ति है जो पुरानी व्यवस्थाओं को, उसकी कार्यप्रणाली को, पुराने तौर तरीकों को, पुरानी सोच से, उस बोझ से मुक्त है। ये वो नौजवान वर्ग है जिसने व्यवस्थाओं को बदलने के लिए प्रेरित किया है। युवाओं का यही समूह आज उभरते भारत की पहचान बन रहा है।
And a high-level interministerial meeting was held on Monday in New Delhi to deliberate on various issues and actions to be taken on a war footing to conserve the Taj Mahal. The meeting mainly focused on action points needed to overcome air and water pollution in and around Taj Mahal. The meeting was chaired by Union Minister Nitin, Gadkari, Minister for Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Harshvardhan, and Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi, Aditya, Nath. Nitin Gadkari said the government respects the Supreme Court's observations on the Taj conservation and will take every possible steps to deal with air and water pollution in and around Taj Mahal.
योगी जी और हमारा विभाग और डॉक्टर हर्षवर्धन जी सब मिलकर हमने एक कॉमन कमेटी बनाकर हम इसका काम कर रहे हैं और कोर्ट को भी अपनी बात कहेंगे। और मुझे विश्वास है कि हम जिस प्रकार से काम हमने किया है, जिस प्रकार से कर रहे हैं, जिस प्रकार के प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट बनाए, डीपीआर बनाए, लगातार कार्रवाई कर रहे हैं। एयर पोल्यूशन, वाटर पोल्यूशन जो पहली बार इतना संवेदनशील सरकार करके हमने काम किया है, जो इसके पहले 50 साल में नहीं हुआ है। केवल हमारा काम जो कुछ हो रहा था अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट में था, शायद हम लोग इस सब बातों को न्यायालय तक शायद पहुंचाने में कम पड़े होंगे। तो इस समय हमारा एफिडेविट के साथ ये जानकारी जाएगी और मेरा विश्वास है कि न्यायालय का मार्गदर्शन भी मिलेगा और हमका सहयोग भी मिलेगा।
न केवल ताजमहल के संरक्षण के लिए अपितु आगरा के अंदर उस प्रकार का वातावरण प्रदान करने, पवित्र गंगा और यमुना नदियों को भी हम हर प्रकार के प्रदूषण से मुक्त करने के लिए जो विस्तृत कार्य योजना बनी है, यह भी और जो हम लोगों ने अब तक कार्य किया है, इन सब कार्यों को भी माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय के सम्मुख अपने शपथ पत्र के माध्यम से रखेंगे।
And good news for the Indian economy because the International Monetary Fund has projected a growth rate of 7.3% in 2018 and 7.5% in 2019 for India, as against 6.7% in 2017, projecting India to be the fastest growing country among other major economies. However, the latest growth rate projection for India is slightly less, that is 0.1% in 2018 and 0.3% in 2019 than its April projections. According to the IMF, India has outperformed China despite a slight downgrade in its economic projections. The IMF said that global growth is projected to reach 3.9% in 2018 and 2019, in line with the forecast of the April World Economic Outlook. And India's wholesale inflation grew 5.77% in the month of June on increasing prices of vegetables and fuel items. The latest price data was released by the Commerce and Industry Ministry yesterday, and the WPI inflation stood at 4.43% in May. And according to the official data released, inflation in food articles stood at 1.8% in June as against 1.6% in the preceding month. And inflation in vegetables jumped to 8.12% from 2.51%. Similarly, fuel and power inflation, which has a weightage of 13.15% in WPI, grew at 16.18% in the month of June from 11.22% in the month of May. And the Income Tax Department on Monday found 160 crore rupees cash and about 100 kilograms of bullion after raids at several premises of a road construction firm in Tamil Nadu. The searches were launched on the premises of SPK and Company, a partnership firm engaged in road and highway construction on contract from the government. The raids were conducted after the department found evidence of suspected tax evasion by the firm and its associates. The tax officials termed the recovery as probably the highest so far in a raid anywhere in the country. And the board of LIC, that is India's largest insurance company, approved a proposal to acquire 51% shares in IDBI Bank. The Life Insurance Corporation, which held a 7.98% stake in the bank as on 30th of June, would buy out 43% more. The move will help the debt-laden PSU bank, which had run up to 55,000 crore rupees of bad loans at the end of March quarter, get a capital support of about 10 to 13,000 crore rupees. The deal will help LIC's entry into the banking space, with the insurance company getting access to about 2,000 bank branches through which it can sell its products. While LIC has the approval of the IDBI Bank, the next step for the insurance company is to approach market regulator SEBI for the approval. And amid rising concerns over privacy of user data, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, that is TRAI, has recommended measures for privacy, security and ownership of individual data in telecom networks. TRAI said that consumers are the owners of the data and that entities controlling and processing their information are mere custodians and do not have primary rights over the data. TRAI also observed that rules for the protection of personal data in the telecom sector are not sufficient. In its recommendations to the Department of Telecom, TRAI said that all entities in the digital ecosystem, including telecom operators, should transparently disclose the information about the privacy breaches on their websites, along with the actions taken for mitigation and preventing such breaches in the future. And big news coming in, American delegation is in India and they're holding talks with the MHA, Finance and MEA over Iran oil and related issues. Let's get all the details. We have with us our Foreign Affairs editor Akhilesh Suman. Akhilesh, what more can you tell about this delegation that is holding talks with the MHA, Finance and MEA right now?
Right. Sorry, it's really a very big news because yesterday you have seen that Iran Deputy Foreign Minister was here in India to talk about this Chabahar issue and also about Iran issues, how India and Iran can cooperate in this situation when America has put like sanctions and it has to be reduced to zero till November. So it is really interesting and then very important because Assistant Secretary of Terrorist Financing, Marshal Binin Celia, is here in India. And he will be the whole day, and that you can say that till late evening he will be talking. He is talking to MHA, then he will talk to Finance Ministry officials, and by the evening he is going to talk about the whole issue with the MEA official. Foreign Secretary will be present in the meeting. And other than that, tomorrow tomorrow a different delegation from US is also coming to India. So you can see that big talk between India and US has started at a time that India is showing also its muscles about its relationship with Iran. And I have also got a hint from US Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, who was telling yesterday that in certain cases, if people cannot do that overnight, we will consider exemptions. So what was the bottom line? India was saying that it is not possible for us to reduce oil to zero as far as Iranian oil is concerned. And now US is also telling that in certain cases exemptions might be given. So I think that it is the beginning of the talk between India and USA, and the way India and USA had been feeling closer about various issues, strategic issues. I think this is going to pan up in a big way between the two countries, and
Right.
it is part of the whole strategic understanding between the two countries. And yesterday, you have seen that
Right.
President Putin and President Trump was talking, and both had differed about Iranian oil. So Iranian
Yes.
oil has become a global issue, and since India is becoming a big player, I think
Of course,
US,
it is a big issue that, of course, will be discussed during this meeting that is on. Thank you so much, Akhilesh, for all those updates there. And US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin concluded their first ever summit in the Finnish capital Helsinki on Monday. After nearly 2 hours of closed-door talks at a joint news conference, both the presidents said that their talks went well. Putin said that the meeting marked the first step to restore an acceptable level of trust. President Donald Trump also defended Russia over the claims of interference in the US presidential election of 2016. Donald Trump contradicted US intelligence agencies and said that there had been no reason for Russia to meddle in the vote. Instead, he denounced the stupidity of his own country's policy, especially the decision to investigate election interference. US lawmakers, meanwhile, called Donald Trump's message to Putin as weak and as a missed opportunity. Remember, US intelligence agencies concluded in 2016 that Russia was behind an effort to tip the scale of the US election against Hillary Clinton.
There was no collusion. I didn't know the president. There was nobody to collude with. There was no collusion with the campaign. And every time you hear all of these, 12 and 14, it's stuff that has nothing to do. And frankly, they admit these are not people involved in the campaign. But to the average reader out there, they're saying, well, maybe that does. It doesn't.
And let's get you some cricketing action. India and England will face each other in the final ODI of the 3-match series today at Headingley Cricket Ground in Yorkshire. England rode back by winning the second ODI at Lord's by 86 runs. Now, both the teams have won one match each, with the series tied at 1-1. And both sides would be keen to score the final match to win the crucial series. And that's all in this edition of news. But before we go, President Emmanuel Macron welcomed France's victorious soccer team to the Elysee Palace on Monday with a grand reception in their honor as Les Bleus brought the FIFA World Cup trophy to Paris. So we'll leave you with the glimpses of the heroes' grand homecoming welcome. Take a look. Thanks so much for your time.